We all have that one thing we wanted to try as a kid. Maybe it was riding a horse, learning to sew, or building a robot. Believe it or not, I had all these opportunities and more in my small town. Some of you may have heard of 4-H before, or maybe even participated yourself, but for those of you who didn't, I promise you it's much more than just cows and cooking. Growing up in an agriculture-based community, 4-H broadened my horizons and helped me develop valuable life skills that I use every day. First, let's look at how 4-H shapes communities and makes an impact. 4-H is designed to push kids out of their comfort zone and broaden their horizons. One way that it does this is through hands-on experience. 4-H allows kids to actively participate in projects and activities, and you get to experience things that most kids don't get to do. Like, not every kid gets to show a cow or learn how to sew or build a robot. So that's just really special. And then there was a study done by Harvard University in 2019 that shows that hands-on learning is actually a lot more effective than just telling kids what to do. So I think that's part of the reason that kids have so much fun, is because they sit in the classroom all year and they just are told what to do. And then they're still learning in the summer, but it's a lot more fun because they get to do hands-on activities. And then there's so many diverse opportunities, which helps broaden the scope of careers for kids. So in my town, most kids are either want to be a teacher, a farmer, or a nurse. That's about it. Which, those are all great careers, very valuable, very important. But the different projects and activities in 4-H really just broadens that scope of careers for kids. And there's so many activities within any area of interest, between sciences and fashion design, interior design, anything. So for a small town, it's very important that kids get to experience all these different careers that may or may not interest them. So 4-H does a really good job of expanding career awareness. So now that we've talked a little bit about what 4-H is, I'm going to turn the attention to the different skills I learned. So believe it or not, I did develop skills that I use outside of my little farm. And one big one is leadership, and other skills such as teamwork, decision making, and effective communication. So when I was little, I'd go to workshops and project days, and you get thrown into groups with random kids you don't know. So that works on teamwork a lot, which then I use obviously throughout the rest of my life. Time management was very, very important, because when you're working with a 1,200-pound animal, you don't get to forget to feed it or do its chores. You kind of have to pay attention to that. You have to make time in your day to do that and to work with it. And then as I got older, my leadership roles really just kept growing and kept expanding, whether it was between my 4-H club, where I held several different officer positions, and then my last couple years in 4-H, I was a member of the youth council, so I got to go to the board meetings and make all kinds of important decisions that help prepare for the fair. And then goal setting and mindset was another big one. Learning how to set reasonable goals and overcome mistakes. I find that I became a lot more open to taking on challenges, and I saw a lot of success. Obviously, I wasn't scared to take on a challenge or to do that hard project, and I got a lot of trophies and ribbons. This isn't all of them, I have more, but that's just the picture I know. So yeah, and then I learned how to deal with failure a lot better. It's not easy when you're being drugged through a cornfield by a cow and your dad's just telling you to hold on. But that really helps keep that positive mindset, because at the end of the summer, there's no better feeling than walking a cow through a rain. It's really rewarding. So now that I've examined the skills I've learned, I think it's pretty clear how 4-H has had an effect on me. 4-H is a huge part of me and the community I grew up in, which helped shape the person I am today. So hopefully I helped you picture what kind of community I came from, but at the end of the day, it's not about the projects I completed or the awards I won. It's about the experience I will always be grateful for and the leader I've become.